Welcome to a fun and fact-filled road trip through the United States. Every state has a claim to fame, some fascinating, some bizarre, and all unforgettable. In this 4-part series, we'll explore one amazing fact from each state. This is part 1, where we dive into the first 13 states on our alphabetical adventure. Buckle up and enjoy. Number 1. Alabama, 22nd state. Here's something festive. Alabama was actually the first state to make Christmas a legal holiday. Way back in 1836, while the rest of the country still debated whether government and religion should overlap. Alabama went ahead and officially closed for Christmas. At the time, Christmas wasn't the nationwide celebration it is now. In fact, it was controversial in some areas. But Alabama's early declaration helped popularize it across the South, eventually influencing other states to do the same. Now, Christmas is so ingrained in American culture that it's hard to imagine it was once controversial. But Alabama, always proud of its traditions, embraced the holiday spirit first and never looked back. Number 2. Alaska, 49th state. Alaska might be famous for its glaciers and moose, but let's talk about its most legendary prank, Mount Edgecumbe. In 1974, a local jokester named Porky Bicker flew dozens of old tires into the dormant volcano, lit them on fire, and made it look like it was erupting. Residents in Sitka woke up to smoke pouring out of the mountain. Panic set in. The Coast Guard got involved. But when they reached the site, they found a huge message spelled in the snow. April Fool. Porky pulled off one of the greatest practical jokes in state history. To this day, the story is retold in Alaska folklore. There's no real volcano male, of course, but the legend has become a cultural landmark, showing that Alaskans have a wild sense of humor to match their wild landscape. Number 3. Arizona, 48th state. Did you know the actual London Bridge, yes, the one from England, is in Arizona? It sounds impossible, but it's absolutely true. In the 1960s, the original 1830s London Bridge was dismantled and sold to an American businessman named Robert McCulloch. He bought it brick by brick, shipped it across the Atlantic and through the Panama Canal, and rebuilt it in Lake Havasu City to help attract tourists and real estate buyers. And you know what? It worked. The town grew up around the bridge. Today, it's a top tourist attraction. People snap photos with it and drive across it daily, probably never realizing they're rolling over a piece of British history that once spanned the Thames, Arizona, where the desert meets London. Number 4. Arkansas, 25th state. Arkansas has a law on the books that says it must be pronounced Arkansas and not Arkansas. That's not just a local preference, it's a rule, and it dates all the way back to 1881. The confusion came from the state's spelling being identical to Kansas. But French explorers and local Native American tribes both had different pronunciations. Eventually, the state legislature made the call. It would be Arkansas forevermore. While no one's likely to be arrested for saying it wrong, you might earn a correction or a history lesson from a proud local. It's a unique example of how pronunciation, culture, and identity are deeply linked in American states. Number 5. California, 31st state. California is home to the largest tree in the world, by volume, not height. Meet General Sherman, a giant sequoia located in Sequoia National Park, standing over 275 feet tall and more than 36 feet in diameter at the base. This tree is estimated to be over 2,000 years old and weighs more than 2.7 million pounds. It's not just a tree, it's a living monument, older than many civilizations. Its trunk alone contains more wood than any other tree on Earth. Visitors travel from all over the world just to walk beneath its massive limbs and stare up in awe. General Sherman is more than just a fun fact. It's a symbol of natural majesty and quiet endurance in the Golden State. Number 6. Colorado, 38th state. Colorado isn't just about mountains and skiing. It's home to the paint mines, one of the most colorful and surreal landscapes in the U.S., located in El Paso County. The paint mines feature brightly colored clay formations sculpted over thousands of years. The pinks, purples, yellows, and whites in the rock layers come from oxidized iron and natural erosion. Indigenous peoples used this site for centuries, mining the clays for pottery and ceremonial paints, hence the name. Today, it's a geological wonder and cultural treasure, with hiking trails winding through the formations like a maze through a natural art exhibit. Few people outside the state know about it, but those who visit never forget the view. Number 7. Connecticut, 5th state. Connecticut gave us the first ever phone book. In 1878, in New Haven, a local phone company published a list of 50 names, no numbers, because everyone had to call the operator anyway. It was less a book and more a flyer, but it marked the beginning of organized telephone communication. Just imagine flipping through only 50 names to find someone. That's how small the network was at the time. No ads, no coupons, just a list of who was connected. That simple pamphlet evolved into decades of thick yellow pages, now mostly relics of the past. And it all started in a small Connecticut town that just wanted to keep people in touch. Number 8. Delaware, 1st state. Delaware holds the honor of being the first U.S. state to ratify the Constitution. On December 7, 1787, it earned its nickname, the First State, by beating the others to the punch in less than a week after the document was signed. This bold move wasn't just ceremonial, it helped set momentum for the rest of the states to follow, legitimizing the new government structure and proving that a united country was possible. Today, Delaware celebrates this legacy with pride. You'll see the first state on road signs, license plates, and historical markers across its small but mighty footprint. Number 9. Florida. Florida is the only state in the continental U.S. with a natural coral reef. The Florida Reef stretches for 350 miles from the dry Tortugas to the St. Lucie Inlet, forming one of the most biodiverse ecosystems in North America. The reef supports thousands of species of marine life, many of which are found nowhere else in the country. It also helps protect the coastline from storms and erosion, acting like nature's seawall. But climate change and pollution are threatening its future. Conservation groups are working hard to preserve this living treasure before it fades away. It's a reminder of how fragile and important Florida's environment really is. Number 10. Georgia, 4th state. Georgia once had a mysterious granite monument known as the Georgia Guidestones, often called America's Stonehenge. Erected in 1980 in Elbert County, the monument featured 10 messages carved in 8 languages. The identity of the person or group who built it remains a mystery. The messages called for population control, environmental balance, and global cooperation, fueling decades of conspiracy theories and curiosity. Unfortunately, the Guidestones were destroyed in 2022 after an explosion, but their story lives on, inspiring everything from documentaries to books. Georgia never forgets a mystery, especially one written in stone. Number 11. Hawaii, 50th state. Hawaii is the only U.S. state that grows coffee commercially, and its beans are world famous. The Kona region on the Big Island produces rich, smooth coffee thanks to its volcanic soil, elevation, and tropical microclimate. Coffee farming began here in the 1800s, and it remains a key part of the island's economy and culture. Tourists can tour the farms, sample fresh beans, and even participate in the harvest during coffee season. A cup of Kona isn't just coffee, it's an experience brewed from lava, sun, and ocean mist. One sip, and you'll understand why Hawaii's coffee is in a class of its own. Number 12. Idaho, 43rd state. Idaho is best known for its potatoes, but did you know it also has a giant potato you can sleep in? It's called the Big Idaho Potato Hotel, an Airbnb inside a 6-ton potato-shaped structure built from a retired parade float. The inside has been remodeled into a stylish single-bedroom stay with all the comforts of a boutique hotel, including a soaking tub and cozy bed. It's kitschy, clever, and unmistakably Idaho. The state also produces over 13 billion pounds of real potatoes a year, making it America's spud capital. But now, you can live in a potato too, only in Idaho. Number 13. Illinois, 21st state. Illinois was the first state to ratify the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, officially abolishing slavery. It did so on February 1, 1865, just a day after Congress passed it. This moment was deeply symbolic. Illinois was the home of Abraham Lincoln, and its quick action echoed his legacy of fighting for equality and unity. Today, Illinois honors that history through monuments, museums, and annual events. It wasn't just a vote, it was a statement that freedom mattered and that Illinois would lead the way. And that's the end of part 1 in our amazing state facts journey. From ancient trees to sleeping in spuds and volcanic pranks, these states each offer something unforgettable. If you have enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and click the notifications bell for more exciting videos. Stay curious, we're just getting started. Click the link now to watch Part 2, where we continue our exciting journey across America with even more incredible state facts you won't want to miss.